My name is Arun Jagtiani, and I'm a proud St. Martin. In a few short weeks, our country is going to be heading to the polls to elect 15 new members to Parliament. There's 126 candidates from 9 different political parties that are contesting this election, and I think the entire voting population could benefit from knowing a little bit more about who these candidates are. Over the next few days, I'm going to interview a few new faces and a few political veterans. So join me, St. Martin, let's talk politics. You and I have had this question or conversation indirectly. What about the cannabis industry? We see incredible numbers coming out of different parts of the world where they've legalized not just medicinal, but also recreational. Do you see this in the future for St. Martin?
I think it's definitely something that we need to study, which we have been doing, and the discussions have been held, and that's important. And again, come to a decision, where do we start with it? You know, what do we do first? And you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Exactly.
We don't have to go make studies, you know, because they have been done. Let us take them and superimpose it on St. Martin.
There's a lot of case studies we can just kind of filter into.
And make a decision. Yes. But again, the political will has to be there, and the honesty about, you know, what we're doing, why we're doing it, because the worst thing is for people to have the feeling that whatever area we start to look at in terms of cannabis as well, that industry, not only areas, that industry, the people must have the feeling that we're doing it because we truly believe that it could benefit our island, its economic growth, etc., etc.
Absolutely.
And of course, health.
Of course. And what would some other suggestions perhaps for diversification of our economy? And are there other ideas that the DP is experimenting with?
You know, overall, medicine as an industry for St. Martin is nearly a natural. Why a natural? Because the accessibility of St. Martin and all of those amenities on St. Martin that we can grow and build on, that makes us a natural for those kind of industries, you know. And so, but again, to attract any such other industry, things like
telecommunications, internet,
utilities, internet, and so on, are critical.
So I really believe those 3 things, before we look at adding any major new investments or any new growth in tourism, I think we've really got to strengthen those 3 parts of our island and our economy.
Without a doubt. And for us, we insularly, we think we might be doing good, but when you look at it on a global scale, we're nowhere where we could be
much room for
in those
improvement.
areas. So much room for improvement.
So I know we're running very short on time, but real quick, the other day I read a statement concerning the China Pearl project, where I believe you said more information is needed before we can say good or bad. And I respect that. I feel the same way. I think more information is definitely needed. But would you say up until this point, has the correct protocol and procedure been done up until this point?
Up until the time of this interview, I do not know. I do not know. What I have, even as a member of parliament supporting this coalition, seen is primarily what has appeared in the media. And therefore, my questions about protocol, what has government committed itself to? Because at the end of the day, what I would like to see, and then I can go out and defend any such project, because we need foreign direct investment. There's no 2 ways about it. We need investment here. But what is important is that with the information, I want to have a balance sheet. Because with a project like that and others like that, of course they're going to be cons. They're going to be pros and cons.
It's about balance,
And I need to see, okay, what would it mean in terms of employment? What would it mean in terms of construction on the island? What would it mean in terms of training our people? Thinking about what we just spoke about that diversification. And then you would see, well, okay, and what does the project bring with it? Right now, from the numbers that I have seen in the media, it seems impossible for me that we can carry it. But again, maybe it has been hyped up and it's not all that. But again, without the information, and I need to read and analyze for myself. Don't throw things at me and expect me to go by what you're saying. I need to see it, and I'm going to be visiting with, as a member of parliament, I'm going to be visiting with the VROMI department. I want to see. The government said go, and you can get the information. I want to see what all the information is there.
Absolutely.
So until that time, I am going to be looking very, very closely at that project and government actions with respect to the project.
And I think, once again, the 3 biggest questions we need to ask on any new development is what is the impact on the dump, the GB,
Exactly.
and our internet
Exactly.
and cell phone infrastructure.
Exactly.
One last question in closing. I just want to throw this out there. It's something that's received a fair amount of publicity a few weeks ago. The appointment of Rolando Brison as the director of the STA. First was very well received, and then there was some controversy that came about it. What is your thoughts on that, and should he be the director of STA?
You know, and again, I am so careful when it comes to our image as St. Martin.
Yes.
And the way that whole reporting came about
Yes.
has cast a doubt, has cast a dark spot on St. Martin in general, because we're discussing it here, and let's put on the table what it was. The government has indicated they have gone through all of the right procedures, and Mr. Brison was the candidate thought best for the position. Then this comes up about the history and the background of Mr. Brison. I think it's a pity. I think it's a pity that something like that was not filtered beforehand.
I would agree with
so
that.
that the person and the country has once again been put in a negative limelight, and you don't need that where an industry one, like our tourism is concerned, and a fledgling institution, the STA is not even there, you
Correct.
know, and then
it's so
you get
important for our
and it
future.
is so important. It is so, has been, again, we come back to the point of inconsistency.
Yes.
This project for STA has been on the books for so very long. Going back to commissioners' days. Should it be a foundation? Should it be a NV? Should it be a NV aligned with, you know, so.
I think we should just copy what Aruba is doing. But,
finally, you get it established, you have a board, and then when it comes to the appointment of the director, you have
more
this
controversy
situation.
that goes with
I can't imagine that an appointment like that did not go through all of the necessary vetting before you put a person out there to parade him or her to come to find out that not everything seemed as kosher as it was, as we would like it to be.
Sure. Well, I thank you, Honorable MP Wescott Williams.
Really was my
it's
pleasure.
been a pleasure. I feel like we could go on and on for hours, but in the interest of time, we've got to cut it short now. Thank you once again.
Thank you
I'd like
for
to give
having
you a
me.
moment to address the viewers directly and the voters and send them your final message and encouragement.
It is important that you come out to vote. To begin with, not voting is allowing others to decide for you what the outcome will be and what kind of government we would have. I ask for your support as the Democratic Party of St. Martin, the party that you have come to know and trust for many decades.
She is the Honorable MP Sarah Wescott Williams, the leader of the Democratic Party, the #1 candidate on the Democratic Party list, and we wish you the best of luck come September 26th.
Thank you
so much for your time.
Thank you.
Excellent.